Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm Ron Nicoletti. It's the start of a fantastic week here at Gulfstream Park. Of course, it is Breeders' Cup weekend with Breeders' Cup races on Friday and Saturday. But what a day we had here with our 8-race card. We had a big carryover in the late pick 5 and a $300,000 jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow 6. Let's check out the track and weather conditions and turn it over to the track announcer, Gabe Pruitt.
And they are off. Mikado broke sharply with Babies dialed in. Also out quickly there from the center of the track, and Babies dialed in at his career debut. Will take over the early lead. Mikado was out racing in the second spot. Drinks on the beach out of the center of the track in third, with Sunspot tugged out of the inside of fourth. Go Christian is up on the outside fifth. Cupid's Due next sixth, and out the back Stormy Victory. Right now 10 lengths off the top as they circle the far turn. Babies dialed in. Upset minded on the point. Mikado continues to give chase in the second spot. 2 lengths off the lead. Sunspot racing third. Drinks on the beach has 5 to make up in the fourth spot as they turn for home at the opener. Babies dialed in. Still upset minded. The quarter was 22-4. Mikado chasing him home in second. Sunspot down the center third. Cupid's Due trying to rally from the back, but it's Babies dialed in, and he was dialed in here the opener. Sunspot continues to rally second for Mikado. Babies dialed in all the way here at 15-1. Sunspot finished second, Mikado third, Cupid's Due fourth in 58-3. And they are off. It was a nice beginning for Blame the Vets towards the inside. Sandpiper Memories also left the gate well. That Ain't Too Shabby moves up in between fillies with Paintbrush from the far outside away fourth. Fletcher D'Amore is in between rivals fifth. Only Time is next in sixth. And at the back, Dry Hubert's a tight pack as they make their way out of the opening turn. Blame the Vets with a half-length lead there at the inside. Sandpiper Memories just off the early pacemaker there in second. Paintbrush continues wide third, but That Ain't Too Shabby tugged out at the inside mid-pack fourth. The quarter was just 25-1 as the fillies make their way out of the backstretch. Blame the Vets. Short lead there at the inside from Sandpiper Memories. Paintbrush is up and alongside That Ain't Too Shabby. 3 wide, Dry Huber with Fletcher D'Amore in between fillies. Dead at the inside, Only Time. The back mark, but just 5 lengths off the lead. A tight pack as they move across the backstretch and towards the far turn. Blame the Vets continues to shoulder the load. Sandpiper Memories has been right there throughout. Those two continue to match strides as Paintbrush moves up in between rivals there in the third spot. That Ain't Too Shabby. Nowhere to go right now at the inside fourth. Dry Huber's 3 wide the fifth spot. Only Time is urged on now from sixth and now begins to make up good ground and fan wide. And at the back now, Fletcher D'Amore. The half is up in 50-3. 3/4, 115-2. They work towards the top of the stretch. Sandpiper Memories trying to wrestle the lead away from a stubborn Blame the Vets. Rolling up on the outside from the back. Dry Huber begins to rally. Only Time's up at the far outside as they move into mid-stretch. Sandpiper Memories battles with Dry Huber. Only Time is third. It's Sandpiper Memories there at the inside. Tried to fend off Dry Huber late. Sandpiper Memories a short lead, and it's Sandpiper Memories who will win it from Dry Huber. Only Time finished third. Fletcher D'Amore was fourth in 145-4. And they are off. Prospect Project left the gate sharply, strong ending with a nice beginning. And on the far outside, Kiger. Those three together as they move out of the chute. Navajo Creed will join that trio down at the inside fourth. Uncle Pip come out running in fifth, and Samaranti at the back of the pack, but right now just 3.5 lengths off the lead. 3 across the track up top. Navajo Creed is there at the inside with Prospect Project in between. Strong ending. 3 wide. The quarter was 25 and 2. Samaranti starts to tighten in down at the inside of fourth with Uncle Pip up at the outside fifth. At the back, Kiger. Right now 5 lengths off the lead as they make their way towards the far turn. Navajo Creed at 9 to 2. Leonel Reyes lead the away. Strong ending. Just a neck back at the outside second. Prospect Project going to need to pick things up there at the inside. In the third spot, Kiger begins to advance up 3 wide. He's moving with Samaranti. The half is up in 48 and 1. On to the far turn, it's Navajo Creed still under steady pressure from strong ending. Kiger begins to launch a 3 wide rally. Samaranti just off the top flight as they run towards the top of the stretch. A short lead still for Navajo Creed. Kiger rallies up at the outside. Badly got it between horses. That strong ending. 3 across the track. 3/4, 112 and 4. Kiger rolls over the top now with strong ending, trying to battle on. Navajo Creed is giving way down at the inside. Samaranti is fourth, but it is Kiger rolls past Sammy Camacho and Kiger two wedded. Very tight for place, strong ending, along with Samaranti. Navajo Creed was fourth at 138 and 1. And they are off. It was a nice beginning. The favorite Palomita fired out quickly from the far outside. Ray to go. Moves through down at the inside with Compensate. Advancing up there 3 wide the early stages. All qualities in between mares. Poodle Love is out running in fifth. At the back, Old Remark. Sage Grant at the inside, so it is the favorite Palomita who paves the way onto the far turn. Compensate just over outside there in second. All Quality runs on in between mares in the third spot with Radagal. Down at the rail fourth, the quarter was 23 seconds. Old Remark and Mood of Love, the back markers, a tight pack onto the far turn. Palomita continues under steady pressure from Compensate. Rain of Gall looking to weave through there in between mares at the inside. All Quality looks to thread the needles. A turn for home here. It's Palomita continuing to lead the way. A short lead from Compensate, who continues to inch in down the center. All Quality's in between. Palomita, though, the favorite is close to home. Older Mark begins to rally up at the 4 outside, but it's Palomita who's ridden out. RBO and Palomita to kick off the pick 5. Older Mark was up for a second. All Quality finished third in 58 seconds.
Top by 3, by 4, and moving away.
And they are off. It was a nice beginning. Beechnut Trophy broke sharply to outside Bellador. Also away well down at the inside, Men on the Hill. Will join that pair as Impreselli continues up into the fourth spot in the turn. Creative Kid outrunning in fifth past Father Glado. At the back of the pack, that is Raising Moon. As they work around that opening turn, Bellador, the long shot, moves out up to take up the lead for Edwin Gonzalez. Men on the Hill tucked nicely there in second. The Beechnut Trophy moving in between horses at third. Creative Kid were outside. 3 wide fourth. The quarter was 24 seconds as they make their way out of the back stretch. It's Bellador there at the inside. A short lead under steady pressure now from Creative Kid. Mid on the Hill running just off the top pair third. Beechnut Trophy is there in fourth. She's two clear of Impreselli. Is next in fifth, followed by Raising Moon and Father Glado, the first-time starter at the back. As they move across the back stretch and towards the far turn. Bellador still the target with Creative Kid. Right there it was outside second. Beechnut Trophy, the filly, just 2 lengths off the top. Mid of the Hill tucked down at the inside fourth in front of Impreselli. The half is 48-3. Bellador still the 1-2 catch as they race around the far turn and towards the top of the stretch. Creative Kid has there been second. Zayas begins to call on Beechnut Trophy. 3 wide off the back of the pack. Impreselli begins to move up as they race to the top of the stretch. A short lead for Bellador has been there throughout. Impreselli's in between. It's wide open here. Far outside, Raising Moon begins to rise. Splitting horses late. Creative Kid with the late run. Beechnut Trophy battles on. They are 6 across the track to the finish here. Moving in between horses, Creative Kid takes over with a short lead. Beechnut Trophy in between. Far outside, Raising Moon, but it's Creative Kid. Creative Kid digs in to win it narrowly in 143-1. And they are off. Dark Timber broke quickly, but it's our King Kong. It moves through dead at the inside. Canstaros in between horses early with unpublished. Also with a top flight. Think about it, Ensign Parker. The 2 trailers as they move across the backstretch and towards the far turn. Marcos Pedesis and our King Kong here 2-1 on top. Unpublished. Tracking there at the inside second. Canstaros was outside third. 3 wide around the turn. Ensign Parker moves up with Dark Timber in between horses. At the back marker, Think About It. The quarter was 22 seconds. Our King Kong the target as they round the far turn. Ensign Parker continues to make steady progress up at the outside. Next door to Canstaros. Dark Timber's under urging at the fourth spot. Unpublished has to do better fifth. Think About It still at the back. Top of the stretch, our King Kong with a short lead. Canstaros moving through late dead at the inside. Ensign Parker ridden out far outside. Dark Timber's unwinding late, but it may be too late here. It's our King Kong in deep stretch. Our King Kong all the way to win it easily. Ensign Parker routing for second. Canstaros there in third. Looked like Think About It was up for fourth. And for Dark Timber in 103-2.
And they're off. Second in the 2-path. Ground on her inside. Race. And a quarter of a mile to go, and he's 6 on top. It's last of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.
And they are off. A nice beginning for Flourishing. Moves on out in between fillies. Some return. Also left the gate quickly with eyes wide. Down at the inside, Sneaky Cheeky makes it 3 across there. Just off the leader, Flourishing as they make their way to the opening turn. Dulce April away running from fifth with Folk Hero next door. And at the back, She Nasty. She'll have to do it from last as the fillies circle that opening turn. Flourishing and Edwin Gonzalez show the way. Some Return. There with the second spot, just a length off the lead. Ice Wine tugged nicely off the top pair third. The quarter was 24-1. Sneaky Cheeky is fourth right now, 4 lengths off the top. Dulce April rides around to the fifth position. Folk Hero and She Nasty at the back of the pack as they move across the backstretch and towards the far turn. Flourishing here at 6-1 continues to call the shot. Some Return 2 lengths off the leader with Ice Wine saving ground third. Sneaky Cheeky just off that top trio fourth. The half is up in 48-1. Dulce April begins to fan wide fifth with She Nasty moving up in between fillies. And Folk Hero has dropped out the back as the fillies make their way out of the far turn. Some Return turns up the pressure on Flourishing. Those two match strides as Sneaky Cheeky inches into the third spot. She Nasty begins to fire up 3 wide from fourth with Ice Wine saving ground. 3/4 113-3, and Some Return has taken over, turning for home. She Nasty rolls up at the far outside with Sneaky Cheeky battling on to between fillies, but it's Some Return who's upset-minded here. She Nasty and Sneaky Cheeky continue to battle on. Short lead for Some Return. She Nasty and Sneaky Cheeky inching in late. It's Some Return or She Nasty close to home. She Nasty surging late. Very tight there. She Nasty got the outside or Some Return. Sneaky Cheeky third. Ice Wine was fourth at 144-1. And they are off. Ready, makes sense. Out quickly there for the early lead. Last second, Louis looking to mix it up in 3 wide on the turn. Kansas City Chief, who sweeps up at the outside, and Kansas City Chief will move on up to engage. Granny makes sense for the early lead. Last second, Louis gave away there in the tight quarters at the inside with the Millennium Condo, who advances up. Number 5 is sweeping up 3 wide around the opening turn. Sun Viking is up on the outside 6th. Henry the third out running next in 7th in front of Volte Face. And at the back, Catatumbo as they make their way across the backstretch. The quarter was 24-1. Kansas City Chief and Reyes up top early. Granny makes sense just off the pacemaker there in second. Millennium Condo at his career debut. He's there in between horses at third. Number 5 continues to advance up on the outside 3 wide. With last second, Louis tucked away mid-pack in 5th. Sun Viking still 6th with Henry the third. Saving ground at the inside 7th. Catatumbo moves up alongside and Volte Face out the back. The half is 49-4. They move on to the far turn here in the finale. Kansas City Chief buckling down and trying to fend off Granny makes sense. Number 5 inching in from third. Still 2 lengths off the top. Sun Viking is urged on there. 3 wide in 4th with last second Louis saving ground. Granny makes sense. Trying to push past a stubborn Kansas City Chief as they come to the top of the stretch. 3/4 114-3. And it's Granny makes sense who has taken over. Kansas City Chief tries to battle back down the inside. Number 5 is a third, far outside, moving up late. That's Catatumbo. Granny makes sense so has taken over in deep stretch. Kansas City Chief trying to come back off the canvas. Catatumbo with the late pace up at the far outside. Granny makes sense. Granny makes sense to win. Catatumbo was second, Kansas City Chief third, Millennium Condo fourth. Number 5 rounds out the high 5 fifth, 144-2.
And that wraps up Thursday's card. We're back here on Friday with a 10-race card and a special first race post of 12:30 p.m. And we got stakes action on Friday. The Sellers Shiraz, of course, watch and wager on all the Breeders' Cup races. So join us tomorrow here at Gulfstream Park.